Hey everybody, Sean Holsinger here from HolsingersFlyShop.com. Bringing you a completely different video than what you're used to here today. It's going to be all talking today, no tying. I want to do something a little different. I want to get you guys' interaction. Tell me how you like it. When I'm done here, leave a comment. Tell me what you think. Tell me if there's anything you can add to this video, or give me ideas for different videos like this. Today's video, I'm going to give you 6 tips that will help you be more productive at the bench. I'm a commercial tyer. I tie flies all day long. When I'm not guiding, I'm either filling the boxes at the shop or filling the boxes for you or for me for guiding out of. And I tie all day long, so I have to come up with ways to be more productive when I'm at the bench. And today, that's what I'm going to get into. Like I said, if you're anything you can think of that's not in this video, drop it down in the comments, because hey, I'm always willing to learn new things too. Maybe you do something differently that I don't do, so please share it with me. But let's get into what I'm talking about now. So first and foremost, the most important thing to do when you're tying, if you want to be productive and tie a lot like I do, like if you're tying in bulk like I have to, eliminate distractions. You have to minimize your distractions as best you can. You're looking here at my studio. This is at my house where I do all my videos and I do my tying at. I don't do my tying at the shop because with customers and stuff I can't be as productive over there. And with my videos, obviously with customers coming in and out of the shop, I have to, would be editing and everything else. So I wouldn't be able to control the quality of the videos. So what I do is I try to minimize, all the distractions. When I tie, I have a TV out here in my studio, and I YouTube a lot. What I YouTube is things that I can listen to that I don't have to watch. I also listen to podcasts sometimes too. So things, like I said, I'll watch debates and stuff like that on YouTube that I can just listen to and don't have to pay attention to. I hear it in the background, take it in, keep me occupied while I'm tying, but not distracted. So that's the biggest thing. Avoid distractions while you're tying if you want to be productive. Number 2, and this one you might or might not think of, but is lighting. 2 things I included here: lighting and glasses. So in essence, being able to see what you're tying. You see my glasses, you see me wear them all the time. I love these clicks. They're awesome. I can get them out of the way real quick. I had prescriptions, and they are 1.25 prescriptions is what the doctor told me I needed. All I need is readers. I can see great. I just can't see the greatest up close. I needed 1.25s. But with my clicks, I went with 2 O's just to make it a little bit bigger and nicer to see, and that helped a lot. My lighting, I just got one of these OT lights, and this thing is really, really nice. It's a swivel head, 2 lights on it, and you can even change, you can see here, you can change what style of light you want, whether you want daylight or the different shades of lighting. It's really, really nice. I'm going to tell you, if you go to a fly tying show, like I tied at Edison last week, you walk down Tyers Road, you're going to see a lot of these OT lights just like this one I have here. Really nice. I think I got mine at Hobby Lobby around 40 bucks. I looked it up. You can find them on Walmart, walmart.com. So highly suggest one of those OT lights. Number 3, and this one's one that I'm going to discuss a little bit while I talk about it, but tool layout. Tool layout is really important to me. If I want to keep moving on something, I want to know where my tools are. So I always, and I should say, before I get into this too, have a clean desk so you can find your tools. After you tie a fly, clean up all your materials, move on to the next one. But have your tools all laid out like I have mine here. So if I'm tying, I'm doing my tying with my bobbin, my scissors are right here. A lot of guys, we had this discussion, the guys I was tying around at Edison over the weekend with. Some guys will tie, old school guys especially, production tyers, will tie with scissors in their hand. They might put it inside their palm to wrap with. Some guys will have it outside and then they'll flip it around. I never got into that. It was never comfortable for me. It always banged the bobbin and different things. It always just distracted me. I could never do it. But I always have them right here. And think about it, guys. You don't have to do it because you have to whip finish. You're not holding your whip finish in your hand while you're tying, but you have to pick it up. How long does it take? You know, it doesn't take anything if you have all your tools laid out in order. So keep a nice clean desk and have your tools in order so they're right there for you to grab. That's kind of one, you know, common sense thing, but it does cut down on your time and make things more productive. Next thing I'm gonna do when I'm doing production tying is it's a 2-for-1 thing. I'm gonna tie in bulk, meaning I'm gonna tie a lot of the same thing at one time, and I'm gonna tie those things in stages. So I'm going to give you an example. My Helgramite pattern, which I did not too long ago, Sean's Helgramite. If you go back and look at the video of it, it's a rather long tie, many steps. But I break it down into different steps, and I do those steps all at one time. When I went to the Edison show last week, I took 48 of them. I tied 4 dozen of them to take out to the Edison show. And when I did them all in stages. So I took my hooks, I did all the lead on them. Then the next thing I did was I covered the lead with thread and added the tail to it. So there I'm into 2 steps, and I did 48 hooks with lead, 48 covering the lead with thread and put a tail on it. Then I did the abdomen section. So I put the dubbing on, put the ribbing on, and the ostrich herl. I just did up to the abdomen, left the thorax alone. I did 48 of those. Reason being is because the thorax I used turkey feathers and a India henback feather to make the legs. So I had all these legs to prepare. So when I had the 48 abdomens done, then I moved on to the thorax. I cleaned my table off. I prepped out a whole bunch of henback feathers to make the legs to get them prepared. I had a big pile of feathers already prepared, and I had some turkey tail laying there. So I just went in and did that whole finish section of it. By doing that, I was able, if I had to stop at each fly, pick a feather off, strip it out, go on to the next step, do it one piece at a time, it would take a lot longer. But by sitting there plucking out all the feathers, going through them while preparing all my legs at one time, it sped things up. So if you're a production tyer, you want to do that. You want to try to tie in stages. That's a huge thing to do. Next thing I'm going to talk about, UV glues. UV glues are awesome, okay? I highly suggest using them. You can use your old school Sally Hansen. It's great. It works. Use it for your head cement. It's no problem. But it's slow. It takes time to dry. Okay, I'm tying, like I said, I'm tying production. I want things done quickly, and I want to move on to the next fly. I don't want to have to sit and put my fly on a rotary thing to keep it dry and keep it circling around. I want to hit my bone dry if I'm doing, and I want to finish off my whip finish, put a little head cement. You know, I want to pull out the brush, hit my fly with a little bit of bone dry, poof, zap it, and it's done. Off the vise, move on to the next one. UV glue, same thing. I want to build up a wing case. I don't want to have to put the Sally Hansen on there, put it on the dryer, have it spin, you know, have to wait for it to dry, hope I don't bump it, all those hassles. I want to just put a little dab of glue on there, build up my wing case, hit it with my light, it's done. I can't say enough Solarez. I'm a big time Solarez guy. I used to use Loon. Loon would leave a film sometimes. I didn't like that, so I switched to Solarez and have never looked back. We have a couple packs. So I have an old video if you want to go back and look. I do a product review on Solarez. We have a pack with 3 little tubes in it that you can try. I believe it's flex, hard, and thin. They're great. It gives you 3 little tubes. Test out, see what you like the most. The 2 things I would suggest: Solarez Bone Dry. This covers your head cement situations. And I like Solarez Medium Viscosity. Medium Viscosity is my favorite one. It's in between thin and thick. Of course, it's medium, so it's in between there. I can still build up a nice wing case, and but thick sometimes is a little bit hard to get out of the bottle. Oh, and it also comes with a nice little nozzle on here. Makes it easier to work with when you buy it in the bigger bottles like this. So medium viscosity is the one I would suggest, and of course have a bone dry that uses your head cement. Simple thing, might not think of, but it makes a huge difference when you're tying production style. Alright, and the last thing I'm going to discuss, point 6, buy the best tools you can afford. Okay, I'm not going to try to push an $800 vise on anybody. I have a Renzetti Master vise, and I'm going to try to put this in perspective for you. Let's say you are a delivery driver, and you have to be in your car every day, all day long. You're not going to go out and buy a Ford Fiesta, okay? You have to spend all day in your car, you drive, you know, you want to be safe while you're doing it. The Ford Fiesta is not your best option, okay? It's a small, tiny little car. It's, you know, if you're in an accident, your chances of surviving are going to go way down because there's nothing there to protect you, okay? The Ford Fiesta is kind of like the Mickey Mouse vise that comes with your fly tying kit that you buy at Cabela's at your big box store, okay? Those vises, will they work? Yes. Will they help you tie flies? Yes. Will they help you do it efficiently because you have to mess around, get the hook in there just right, adjust it every time with a new fly, wiggle the handle around? Are you going to be productive? No, not even close. Okay, that's your box store Mickey Mouse vise that comes in the fly tying kits. It'll work, it'll get you done, it'll help you. Like if your kid wants to get into fly tying and you don't want to invest money in it, that's the perfect option. Let him find out if he likes to do it, let him mess around, play and have fun. And I totally support buying one for that reason. But for a guy like me who spends all day sitting in his vise tying, I don't want to tie with a Ford Fiesta. I'm going to tie with a BMW. That's why I have, if I got to ride around, I want to be comfortable. I want heated seats, heated mirrors, all that kind of stuff. If I have to spend all day in my car, I want it to be the nicest car I can afford. And when I tie all the time, like I said, this is going to last me a lifetime. So an $800 vise built out over time isn't that bad when you think about it. But yes, it's not for everybody. It's for the serious tire. But what I would suggest is buy something like this. This is the Renzetti Saltwater Traveler. It's true rotary, just like my Master is, which is what I want for production tying. I want to be able to hold my material, wrap it right up the hook. True rotary is what you want. So go with the Saltwater Traveler, $230, $250 price range. You know, very affordable. This is your Toyota. This is your Toyota Camry, die hard, gonna work, gonna last. I've tied on this one for like 10 years before I switched over to my Master vise. I loved it. I just wanted something bigger and better because I'm tying at shows and things like that. So buy the best things you can afford. Some of the other tools I'm going to suggest to you, these Catrelli hackle pliers. I love these things. There's a little slide here you can push up and down which controls the tension that it holds the material with. These things grip rock solid. Expensive pliers, but when you tie all the time, it's worth it. One other thing, I do a lot of CDC flies, CDC collars and stuff like that. You cannot beat Swiss CDC tools. The multi-clamp and the multi-clamp and the multi-loop tool. These things are awesome. I love using them. Again, they're pricey. They're both in the $40, $45 range, and but the quality is unbelievable. They're rock solid. The multi-tool, you spin it, it makes a dubbing brush instantly. I can't say enough of this. I show it to guys all the time at shows, and they all love it. So that's my tips for you guys. Minimize your distractions. See what you're tying. Have good lighting, good glasses. Lay your tools out on your bench, on a clean bench. Have your tools laid out so it's right there. You go from your hand to your bench. You don't even have to look, and you can tie things off, cut, whatever you need to do. Tie in bulk and tie in stages. This is a big one. You know, if you're tying a whole lot, and you should always tie like a dozen of everything because you're going to lose them. You want more. You don't want to tie two and then it works and you put both of them in the tree and you're screwed. Tie a dozen of them, go fish and have fun. UV products, speed things up. Solarez, where I go, you know, that's what I support. I'm not sponsored by them. They don't give me products or anything. They just work. That's why I use it. UV glue for your head cement, have it done instantly, move on to the next fly. And lastly, buy the best tools you can afford. You know, have fun tying, guys. Like I said earlier at the beginning of this, drop comments down below for me. Tell me what you think. Tell me if there's anything you do that can speed up your tying too. I'd love to hear your opinions on it. And also, if you have any other ideas for shows like this one, if you like this one, or if you just want me to do tie-in, tell me. Just do tie-in. Stick to it. I love what you're doing. So, thanks a lot for watching, guys. Please comment. Let's get this thing going and have a lot of discussion on it. I like having discussion with you guys. So, thanks for watching. Until next week when I bring you another video, I'm Sean Holsinger.